Welcome to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I am your host. It's your favorite Dr. Bay, Monique Ross. In today's episode, I am joined by a special guest co-host. I got my homegirl here. We got PK in the building. PK's in the building. So PK is the owner of several businesses here locally in St. Louis. She's repping for the STL, although she hails from Michigan.
Yes, for sure.
What part of Michigan again?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Michigan. It's cold there, isn't it? Real cold. Well, Michigan's cold.
Yeah, Michigan is cold, but I feel like this winter has been mild, so it's not too bad.
All right, cool. Well, tell the fuckers, because that's what my ex-husband so graciously named these people who tune in to Pure Fuckery, the podcast, every week on Fuckery Friday. Tell the fuckers about your brand, the name of your brand, where they can find you, and we'll plug your socials at the end, but just kind of give them a general idea of what it is you got going on.
Okay. So yes, I am the owner of and curator for Femme, Rebelle clothing. It is a St. Louis-based e-boutique, but we service the world. We ship worldwide. So we carry women's apparel and accessories.
Okay.
Just like a fashion-forward brand. We try not to get too trendy. Just trying to push wardrobe longevity. I feel like fast fashion has kind of like changed how people shop. So just trying to get back to timeless pieces. That's my focus.
I love it. That's dope. So tell us about what else you got going on.
Oh, yeah. And then I have the STL Collective, which is just a collective of, I keep saying just, not just.
Yes, I told her about that earlier. Like, girl, don't
downplay it.
Don't downplay it, baby. Tell them about it.
Yeah, we're a group of female entrepreneurs and creatives. I just put on workshops. We've had a workshop about content creation, so just creating your own content for social, putting together media kits, anything to help you push your brand and your business forward, and giving women the opportunity to share the wealth of information they gain from having their own businesses in a way that they can be paid. I know a lot of women give a lot of free gems, a lot of free information, so I just wanted to create a platform where women can kind of share the information that they've learned through having a business, but in a way where they can create some revenue. I mean, shit, we've all realized we need multiple streams of income.
Absolutely. So, if COVID has not taught you
anything, right.
Absolutely. That's the takeaway. You need multiple streams of income. Indeed.
And I feel like people always want to pick your brain for free. So I just wanted to create something where you could share information and be paid for the experience that you've gained.
Right. Share your knowledge. Get paid for sharing your knowledge,
Absolutely.
Man. For real. I drop gems on Pure Fuckery, the podcast, every week. We trying to see some revenue come in. If you want to sponsor a Pure Fuckery, the podcast episode, have your people hit my people.
Hey.
But anyhow, it's not about me. It's about my girl PK here. Dope. Mad dope. You got dope shit going on. And for you not to be a St. Louis native, you've been in St. Louis for how many years now?
I've been here since 2011.
2011, so almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
All right. And you're making moves out here.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. There are a lot of women out here just moving and shaking. So it wasn't really like anything to create this. I mean, I feel like it probably already like existed. There just wasn't like a formal platform for it, but I kept seeing the same creatives and the same entrepreneurs at events I would go to. Like when I go to networking events, it would be the same people. So I essentially just reached out to all those people like, hey, do y'all want to get together and create content and put on workshops? And it was super organic. So, yeah.
Excuse me. That's dope. Yeah. I love it. I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. And we're going to get off into, a little more once, we kind of get going, warm up. But I specifically brought my homegirl PK here to have a conversation surrounding something that I hold near and dear to me. And in conversation with her, I've heard, she shared with me that she can relate to this conversation and these experiences. So we thought we'd turn the camera on and, shed some light on something that, is personal to us. So the topic is, don't tell her she's pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
Absolutely.
What does this statement mean to you, PK?
I just feel like there's always like caveats and like contingencies with telling, Black women, but specifically dark-skinned Black women, that they're beautiful. Or it's like associated with food, like you chocolate, you're this, you're that.
Always.
And it's just like, damn, just tell her she's beautiful. So yeah, I think that, the statement needs to be said, because there's always so much, attached to you're pretty, or you're pretty except for. It's just like,
yeah, I absolutely agree with that, man. Like, as far as experiences for me, like, ever since being like a little girl, I was all like, I have a sister, a younger sister. She's same complexion as myself. But for me, I guess because I'm the oldest girl, it was such a bold statement all the time. And it was always a statement, and listen, y'all, this thought just popped in my head because somebody might watch this, but we ain't on no arrogant, cocky shit, y'all. We're just speaking on our experiences.
Right.
I just feel like I had to, throw that little tidbit in because, people take shit the wrong way. But motherfuckers, they know what it is. But you might get somebody that don't know what it is, and they'll be like, look at these arrogant ass. No, we're just saying, just relax. So I'm gonna relax because it could all just be me. I overthink. Y'all know that. But anyhow, so coming up. Friends, family, my mom and my dad's friends, like, you're such a pretty little dark girl, little Black girl. Like, why come I just can't be pretty? Or don't even say it. Like, it's to the point, again, I don't know, arrogant, cocky shit, but it's like, I limit when I post on social media. I was telling Stu, like, I don't always feel like being bothered.
Right.
And they're like, everybody around me, like, you need to put more content out. Like, it's not that I don't want to. It's just like, not like, I'm not saying don't like my content, because obviously I'm putting it out for people to like it and, see what I'm talking about. But it's like, as soon as you post everybody on social media, like, I get so many comments and they'll be like, put like chocolate emojis and like pretty
or
Black.
People act like it's so radical for them to like even think a Black woman is beautiful. They'll be like, just act like they're doing something special. Like, I mean, it's not special to tell a Black woman she's beautiful. Like,
that is true. That is absolutely true. And it's wild. It's wild because it's like, people don't understand. Like, it's a bit offensive to me.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out how I want to say it politely, but that's as polite as I can get. Like, it can be offensive at times. Like, I don't always need to be reminded. It's like a constant reminder. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're dark skinned.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Right.
We
you want
all
that neutrality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to walk in a room and not be, that's the dark-skinned girl, that's the light-skinned girl, that's the white girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to see me for me. And I feel like when I enter a room, within me, I feel like I'm commanding the presence of the room. But sometimes I have been singled out. I've had people like walk up in the room.
I think it's like people's way of like countering all the bad promotion that dark-skinned women have gotten in the past, so they feel like they have to overcompensate now. Like, since dark-skinned women weren't getting love before, so they have to like, I love dark-skinned women. Right. It's like, kind of like I said, you just want that neutrality. Like, kind of the same with being skinny and fat. Like, if you call somebody skinny, it's bad. If you call somebody fat, like, just don't mention my body. Right. Same thing with like skin color. Is like, great that you it's like, people think them telling you, I appreciate dark skinned women. Okay, I don't want you to mention my complexion at all. Like, just be neutral. Like, if I'm a pretty woman, I'm a pretty woman. Like,
right. Absolutely. And all women are pretty. All women are beautiful. We're all beautiful creatures. Right. We're, absolutely. Just people. It's that simple. Like, why is it such a statement, a bold statement that absolutely has to stand out? I'm trying to find my words here. I got notes here. I don't know. I kind of lost track. Stu, you know what to do. Get that up out of there. All right. We go stop harping on that portion of it. So, do you have siblings? I
have a little brother, but he's 15 years younger than me. So
okay, so you probably didn't experience. What about with cousins and stuff? Where did they tease you, or pick on you coming up?
No, they didn't tease me or pick on me, but I So there's a spectrum in my family, and my mom is a dark-skinned woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a darker cousin who her nickname was Chocolate and Black and all those things. Yeah, so I seen it, and then me kind of being, I guess I'm like in the middle. I'm towards the darker side, but I'm in the middle in regard to like, how people address complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like I'm not super dark where if somebody felt like they could call me black, but also I've been the darkest person in the room, and it's been uncomfortable. So yeah, I didn't have anybody that made fun of me or anything like that, but you do hear like those comments, especially if you have relatives from the South and they're just like, don't stay in the sun too long and all that stuff. But my mom's darker, so she never ever made issue about playing outside or being too dark. Like, I grew up thinking like that was beautiful. If you stay in the sun, you get golden. So I never had like the negative side of it until I go out into the world, because Ann Arbor is predominantly white. So even though like black people think like complexion is just a black thing, it's not. Like, I feel like when you're in white spaces, they're more comfortable around fair skin, and then there's also pretty privilege. So if you're a dark woman and you're not pretty, then it's harder. It's not as palatable,
like in life.
Exactly. So you have to, if you're dark, you gotta be beautiful.
Yep.
So yeah, or you gotta have clear skin, or you have to have some redeeming quality. You can't just be dark. It's difficult. You have to have some other attribute about you to make you, I guess, a beautiful woman, or what they deem beautiful.
What they deem beautiful.
Yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that. So, I'm the darkest of all my siblings. My younger sister, she's the baby girl, so I guess, she didn't get it as much as I did. But, like, my siblings, my older brother, like, I have an older brother. Cruel. Yeah. Oh, my sister, she's a little mean sometimes. Really? Like, they absolutely acknowledge that I'm the darkest, skin one of the family. My mom was the darkest of her siblings. My dad's dark, too.
Yeah.
And they really and absolutely did their job as far as raising me in creating a space where I embraced it.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't as big of a stigma. They built that confidence. They instilled that confidence in me, because it's a cruel world. Kids at school are cruel. And I remember like being one of the darker skinned women or kids in my classes.
Yeah.
And back in like I didn't grow up in the 70s, but 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
I didn't have Stu on the camera. You know what I'm saying? We had, these shitty ass cameras at school, and I was in chorus. Like, I was in music.
Absolutely.
I was in chorus. And they would record.
And the color,
and then when we go back to watch it was so horrible. Like, I was like a little spot on the camera. You would see my teeth in the white of my eyes.
Oh, definitely been through that.
Dude, this camera stopped. So I don't know if we've already hit 30 minutes. That's crazy. If we did, that's kind of fast. Have we reached 30 minutes?
Your card's full.
Oh, damn.
We're at we have 16 minutes. So we're 14 in.
Okay.
So
all right.
We'll cut this.
Yeah, so we'll keep going. It's cool. That camera just shut off, but it's cool because I still got this camera, so don't even worry about it. Right. He just gave me a full card. My bad. I just saw something. He'll get it out. So, yeah, the kids around me at school, they were cruel. And had it not been for my parents and growing up in the household that I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? My mom just instilled so much love in us. Like, she loved us so much, and she spoke life into us. And because she did that, I didn't go out into the world and was like, oh, it's a cruel world. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. People have been mean to me and said these things, and, always acknowledging my dark skin. Always, like, no matter where I go. And I've accepted that, like, ignorance is bliss. It's fine. Like, I don't even correct anybody. I just, thanks. I appreciate it, So I don't know. I keep losing my train of thought. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I didn't burn any sage. I feel like, could be the energy. But, so yeah, that's my experience as a kid growing up, with siblings. My cousins, I have like lighter skinned cousins, and they've never made me feel any type of way.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, my cousin, she just, one of my closest cousins. She's like super light skinned. And she's my ace. I've never once felt like she was being weird or...
Did you feel like you were in competition with her sometimes?
Never thought I was in competition because we're two different women.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at all women.
But that means your parents did a good job because, sometimes when you're younger, you become insecure because based on who you're around, and you, like, especially every girl growing up wants attention from whoever, whether it be women or men, whoever you're into. So, sometimes that insecurity can, like, play out.
It absolutely could, but...
So that's just a good job on your parents that you
I'm the oldest girl, so I had that attention. And then, so I have a middle sister who has middle child syndrome, and she knows that I say this about her, where she was always fighting for that attention. We had an older brother, me, and then she had a younger sister. So you got the baby, the oldest girl, and the boy.
Right.
So she was in the middle, and she absolutely, and she has a normal, and I won't say normal because I make it seem like something's wrong with my dark skin, but she's, lighter skin. She's brown skin. And, she still was that kid that just thrived and cried, wanted the attention.
Yeah.
But, and she's probably one of the ones that was always the meanest to me because we were always in sibling rivalry because she's the middle child and I'm the oldest girl. But that's not what we're talking about. I want her to come on the podcast and have this conversation with me. So we're not going to go off into that. I love her to pieces. We're super close. But we found our niche. We found our space and we stay in that lane with us. Like we know what it is. But
that's good, though, that you've never felt... I know I felt insecure growing up. Like... Because like I said, I grew up in a predominantly white space. So I wasn't beautiful to a lot of people I was around because a lot of them were white. And a lot of them didn't really appreciate blackness. It wasn't until I went to a HBCU that I realized, like, you're not ugly. Like, they just don't appreciate African features.
Right. Because you are absolutely not ugly.
You.
Like, man, she's freak. I'm sitting here next to her. And she walked up to come into the space where we record. I'm like, Stu, because Big Stu's in the fucking building, yo. Hey. Shout out to Big Stu Films Media. Yes, Big Stu's in the building. But I'm like, Stu, she's fucking beautiful. I even told my son, I was like, I get nervous around pretty women. He's like, you're being weird. And, like... I do. She's absolutely gorgeous. And then on top of that, she's dope as fuck. Like, we're not going to go off into, like, other shit she got going on, but just her two businesses alone that she introduced us to. Yeah. STL Collective and Femme, Rebelle clothing.
That was perfect.
I said it, y'all.
Nailed it.
Yeah, man. She's dope as shit, man. And we're just here to sharing our experiences. Yeah. What we're talking about, guys, is... don't tell her she's pretty for a dark-skinned girl. So, do
you feel like you get the most love from women or the most love from men?
I get mad love from women.
I feel like it's women that just made me appreciate who I am.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Man, I have people, like, in my day-to-day life, not just on social media, but, like, social media, man... I used to hate social media. I have literally deleted social media, gone about my life for 2 years at a time, 3 years at a time.
You just got to use it as a tool because you'll get lost in
it. Yes, you will absolutely get lost. And now that I know how to use it, I figured it out to an extent. Because y'all know I just got out of Instagram jail last week and I ain't trying to go back.
Damn, I heard of Facebook jail, not Instagram.
And people like, how do you go to Instagram jail? We're not going to talk about it. Like, sometimes I pop off in the comments. Somebody told me it could be because I'm liking too much content too. Because I like everybody's stuff. And that's my problem. Like, I try to show everybody love because, you know what I'm saying? You got to show love even when they don't. Otherwise, you become one of them. That's one of my favorite expressions, man.
That's absolute fact.
And I show mad love to everybody. But as far as the love that I receive, mostly from the women, the men, show the love privately. Because, you know, maybe they don't know what I got going on and I ain't got nothing going on. I'm chilling, y'all. Yeah. I'm done. Y'all won. I quit. I give the fuck up, yo. I quit.
You just need to come over to the lady pond.
She said, come over to the lady pond.
It's love over here.
Let me tell you, PK, let me tell you something. I absolutely believe that. And I have women that hit on me, right?
Really?
Yeah, all the fucking time. And it's like, I really sat and pondered this shit. I pondered so many things. Like, I pondered getting back with my ex-husband. I pondered going back to Atlanta and, you know, saying, take me back. Baby, come back. Like, he told me to come back. Thought about that. Thought about a couple of other scenarios where I would work out this with this person. Like, I think. I'm a thinker.
Right.
I've thought about women. But I don't want like a stud. Do they find that offensive?
No,
I got a girl.
No, in the community, that's what they're called.
Okay, because I got a girl who's, I guess I would consider a stud. She's coming on the podcast, and I was going to ask her about it. But I don't know. But me, if I were to cross over. Like, if I would go that route, like, I would need me a bad little bitch. No offense to anybody, because y'all know, you know, I don't call women bitches. I try not to. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna need me a bad little bitch. She gotta be bad. Like, and we'll be out here flexing. Like, you stay be out here. I'm bullshit. Like, ladies, do not hit me up.
It's a total flex when it's two femmes. It's a total
two
flex.
femmes. Are you? Because you have a fiance.
Yeah, she's feminine.
She's feminine.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's what's up, man. I love it. I love it. But I'm not there yet. Like, it's like, to hell with y'all, but I ain't ready to give up. That's how I feel like about my brothers. I ain't ready to give up on my brothers just yet and crossover, but I've entertained several situations when it comes to, you know, gentlemen of the Caucasian persuasion. You know, like, hey, I absolutely have. But we're not talking about that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about Big Sue in the building. But no, seriously. I ain't ready to go that route yet. See, she started some. I'm just not, you know, I think women are absolutely beautiful. But, like, you know.
Yeah, if it's not in you, it's not in you.
Yeah.
It's just like the same thing with men. Like, just because I think a lot of people assume when they see two women together, like, oh, a guy broke their heart or blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, if you're not into that, you're not into that. You can't fit a square peg into a circle or whatever the saying is. It's just like, people don't say that about men. Like, you know, if a woman broke your heart, like, cross over. Like, you know, if that's not your thing, it's not your thing. But it's a lot of love with women.
I believe that, man. It's like,
women just
because
love
women love differently. Like, and just imagine two women loving and giving. Girl, stop. Now she's putting ideas in my head. I keep, like, y'all know I be up late at night thinking.
You can just vacation there. You don't gotta move there.
Vacation there. I don't think I'm there yet. But if I were to get there, I would absolutely tell the fuckers. You guys would probably be the first to know. Like, I'm gonna be like, y'all, I'm dating a woman. Like, I've never dated a woman. I probably kissed a woman once or twice. My best friend kissed me in high school. We were like freshman, sophomore.
Oh my god.
Or sophomore, junior. We were in gym class and somebody dared her, so they called my name and I turn around and she just plants one on me. And I'm like, wow. Like, I froze. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And we moved past it and we've been friends for over 25 years. But that's my only encounter with a woman. Like,
what were you doing in college? I
was at home. And I was like, I got married young. I had a kid young. So, like, my college years, I was at home. Like, being a mom, you know, I didn't live on campus and dorms and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was like a real life adult at 19, you know, by the grace of everything, whatever you want to believe in. Like, I made it. I'm here. I did not become a statistic. Yeah. But, yeah, I wasn't, like, out here living that life.
Right,
like,
taking it.
And, you know, to each his own. I love it. I don't judge. You know, everybody, be free. Like, find the courage to be free and be who the fuck you are. And not be concerned with anybody's judgment of you. Like, live your life. Be happy. And that's the space that I'm in. And I'm confident with who I am as a woman and where I am in my life. I have that courage and I encourage anybody else around me, like, to do the same. Like, live your life. Be happy. What makes you happy? Exactly, man. I love it. But that's not what we talking about. See, she got us off subject.
I know.
I'm sitting here thinking about that lady at the grocery store that was trying to holler at me.
You're like, dang, I let that one slip through.
That's where my mind went. Because immediately I start thinking about all the chances that I passed up where I could have entertained a situation.
You done fumbled so many times.
I have. And sometimes I've been confused where I didn't realize that's what was happening. And then I'll be like, oh, they were like, she was trying to hit on me. And I missed it. Went over my head because, yeah, and beautiful women. Like, absolutely beautiful. And I've hit on a couple beautiful women. Yeah. Not knowing.
I feel like, what do they say? When you're in the club, the girls' bathroom is like the place where you get all the love.
Girls I picked up at the club in the bathroom. Like, exchange numbers and stuff.
Pretty. No,
but
you're pretty.
Thought it was a friend thing. And then you find out, like, no, it's not a friend thing.
All right.
Anyway, y'all, we back on topic. Who do you think is the dark-skinned woman that put dark-skinned women on the map?
I don't think it was like one woman. I think it took a lot of positive promotion, and it was just like a collective effort because, I mean, we're about the same age. Like, there has always been a dark-skinned woman in the forefront, but it's never like it changed the culture. Like, there's always been a Naomi Campbell or a Kenya Moore or a Gabby Union. There's always been one, but I don't think it was like one woman. I just think, I don't know what shifted the culture, but I think people just decided to have positive promotion for dark-skinned women, and that shifted the culture. It was just like a cultural shift. I don't think any one person did it. I think people were realizing, I mean, the same with racism, how, you know, you feel a shift in society and people are like, I need to be better. And I think that's what's going on now. People are like, we need to be better to dark-skinned women, which I think is why people are always saying, you're beautiful for like a dark skin. I don't think they mean it as a slight. I think what they're trying to do is like overcompensate because they know for so many years we haven't been getting the love.
So they want to give you that love now.
But y'all doing too much. Don't do too much.
Chill the fuck out, yo. Chill out, man. Just chill the fuck out. Like, if she's pretty, say she's pretty. Right. You don't have to like stress it like, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Right. You know, we're gonna come back in a brief second and talk about some you know, as far as the men are concerned when it comes to dark-skinned women, because I got a story I want to share with you. So we're going to take a quick break. Shout out to Big Stu Films and Media. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I am your host, Dr. Monique Ross. I'm here with my homegirl, PK. We're talking mad shit about a bunch of bullshit that means some shit to us, yo.
Absolutely.
Here on Pure Fuckery Podcast. This episode is produced by Big Stu Films Media. Shout out to Big Stu.
Absolutely.
He getting us together over here because we over here acting up. But nah, man, we're making some great business connections and we're talking and we're just, we're chopping it up. Chopping it up with my homegirl, PK. We're talking about, you know, don't tell her she's pretty for a dark-skinned girl. As far as that statement is concerned, when you see a darker-skinned woman on television, Tika Sumpter, like she's one of the stars, like, you know, who dominates, especially TV. Yeah. There's a few others, you know, when you see like Naomi Campbell and I guess Tyra Banks not that dark, but who else we got?
Now we got Viola Davis.
I love her.
Ryan Destiny.
She's dope.
She's
beautiful,
gorgeous. We always had Gabby Union. I said, Kenya
Moore. I don't really put her in the. I guess she's a dark skinned woman.
So? I feel like they always put her in the dark skinned woman role. Kelly Rowland. And that's the thing, and that's why I was saying when you were asking me about this topic, like, I do feel like I'm a dark-skinned woman, but it just breaks down into so many, because if you're darker than the person that says they're dark-skinned, you're like, you ain't dark, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, And like I said, they always like put it in food. So it's like dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and it's
see
like
it everywhere you go.
Like, yeah, so there's like so many complexions even within dark skin complexion. There's so many of those because I mean, Black women have that undertone. So like you could have a red undertone or a yellow undertone, whichever makes you like darker. So it's because people think Gabby Union is dark, and then some people don't.
Right. Because I just said that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were we talking about?
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel when you see these women come across in the TV? Not even on TV, but just everywhere on the magazines. You know, in fashion, on the runway, things like that.
Like I said, I feel like there has been like a specific. Like, there's been an effort to show Black women as being dark-skinned women as being desirable, which so it's I've always seen dark-skinned women on TV, but I think more recently it's like we're seeing dark-skinned women being desired by white men, by Black men,
white
by
men
Asian.
love us.
Yeah,
don't they, Stu? Stu, like, leave me out of this shit.
But, you know, it wasn't promoted before. Like, you know, I grew up watching Martin, and Pam was the joke. Yep. She was the jokester. It wasn't like she was, you know, desirable. I'm trying to think of, like, other shows that I watched. It was just, like, the dark-skinned girl was the funny girl. So I feel like recently television has been showing dark-skinned women in like super like desirable positions. So I appreciate that. I feel like, you know, it's positive promotion, and it lets, I mean, I don't think we need the world to know that we're beautiful, but it helps when you show it on TV because like you said, some people fall in your DM and they don't say it out loud. It shows people that, I mean, like we are desirable and that shifts culture because then maybe Black models will get paid more. And Black actresses will get paid more because, you know, we are beautiful, so we should
absolutely. You know, we're all beautiful. Yeah. It doesn't matter what shade. That's our point that we're here to make.
Right.
You know, it doesn't need to be acknowledged. Like, let us just be pretty.
Right.
Not pretty for a dark-skinned girl.
Correct.
So I was telling her I had a story. So as far as the guys are concerned, you know, I've had guys straight up tell me like, you hella pretty, but I wouldn't date you because you dark skinned.
Wow.
And it's like,
never heard that. That's
wild.
I
straight had somebody tell me that. It's like, I don't do dark skinned girls. And it's like, what do you mean? And I had to take a step back because I've been on some I don't do guys with kids type shit in the past.
But that's a totally different thing because that's like more about responsibility and not about just like aesthetics. Like, I don't know. That's different.
Somebody would try to argue though.
Yeah.
Like
my preference is my preference.
And that's and they're like my preference is my preference. You said you don't date, you know, guys or kids. Yeah. Like my preference is I don't date dark skinned women. Right. But I've literally had two guys in my life that straight tell me like, you're mad pretty, but I don't do dark skinned girls.
That's so weird.
And my response, like I remember the very first time and the second time as well, like, who hurt you?
Yeah.
What did your mom do to you?
I was going to say, is their mom... that's odd.
Is your mom dark skinned?
I've heard people say that they've experienced that, but I've never experienced that firsthand. Maybe people have felt that way about me, but they haven't like been bold enough to tell me that to my face. Like, that's really odd. I would be like, well, dark skinned girls don't do you.
Yeah, and like, it's cool. Like, who hurt you? Because I didn't hurt you. And like, in both instances, no, I didn't ask.
Right.
You came to me.
Completely unsolicited.
To tell me that I was pretty.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. And they're like, you know, but I don't do dark skinned girls.
Who said I would have even dated you, fool?
My point exactly. My point exactly, boo-boo.
Right.
I would shout them out because I remember those names.
Oh, my God.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to shout them out. Look, the audacity is at an all-time high, yo. It's at an all-time high.
What did they say? If niggas don't got nothing else, they got
audacity. They got the audacity, man. Flat out.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, man. But that's the world we live in. So anyhow, we're going to get off our soapbox here. Like that's just a few of the experiences that I've had, you know what I'm saying? But hey, as a 40-year-old woman, I'm embracing that because y'all know I'm 40 as fuck, yo. as a 40-year-old woman,
which is a privilege.
Yes, man, I made it. Like, I've had family members who didn't see 40, and I'm thankful to be here. But I don't even give a fuck anymore. I hit the mic. My bad. Shout out to Big Stu, because I'm sure he looked up like, what is she over there doing?
Right, he's like, my equipment.
But as a 40-year-old woman who's embracing it all unapologetically, man, I'm just in a space where I don't give a shit what nobody else thinks.
Yeah.
I'm being me unapologetically.
Yeah. And
I do good with the fellas. So
you look, you're like, I ain't missing no meal.
I ain't missed a meal yet, man. You know. But I'm done with y'all. I'm done. Look, I don't want to contradict myself, because I was just getting ready to tell them, like, hit the DMs. It goes down in the DM. Do not hit my DMs. I'm on a break right now. Might be 9 weeks, might be 9 months. Who knows, y'all? But anyhow, don't read too much into that 9 months.
You want to fast?
I'm on a fast right now from men. But anyhow, man, I'm here with my homegirl PK. We chopping it up. It's getting real over here. She coming out. She coming out of her shell. She drank half that mimosa.
I'm like, yeah, the mimosa's hitting.
It's kicking in. Hey, but it's all good. We grown over here, man. We grown over here.
Yeah.
So, what else I got? We don't talk about this. I'm throw you off right here.
Right, I'm like looking at your
I just want to know your skincare routine. Because I told y'all, she's absolutely fucking beautiful. You got the clothing, the branding, STL Collective.
Yep.
I know you got a dope ass skincare routine that keeps you going, that refreshes you and keeps that skin glowing, because she's absolutely fucking radiant over here.
Thank you. I'm like, listen, I just got into, like, really got serious about skincare over COVID, like, just having so much time at home. This is so bad, but I used to just, like, use makeup wipes. But now I realize, like, you know, washing your face and moisturizing, which is, like, what I really need to focus on, because I have dry skin. Like, everybody who knows me is, one thing I'm gonna be is ashy all the time. So, like, moisturizing my face has, like, really changed the game for my skin. But I've been using, like, there's a local girl who's a makeup artist. Her name is Holly Christina.
Okay.
And she put me on Urban RX.
Okay.
So I've been using that. And yeah, just making sure I'm doing that every day, washing my makeup off at night, and moisturizing. And then also, speaking of dark skin, using sunscreen, because Black people act like they don't need
sunscreen.
Yes, you need to use sunscreen.
I'm writing these down so I can tag them, hashtag them.
Yeah.
So people can check them out. But
yep, sunscreen has been a game changer for me for sure. Getting rid of those, like, dark spots, you know, those, like, acne scars. Because I'm, like, a picker. So I will, like, if I have a pimple, I will pick it. And so just getting rid of those dark spots has been sunscreen.
All right. I didn't come up with these questions, y'all. Shout out to my ex-husband. He came up with the list of questions.
These are good.
Yeah, shout out to We Posted Up the podcast. Check them out, streaming live on streaming on all platforms. We posted up the podcast. We got Nino Los, STL Tone, and D Money.
Y'all like a podcast.
Check them out on We Posted Up the podcast. Anyhow, we chilling with my homegirl PK. We talking, you know, dark skin, being a beautiful dark skinned Black woman, and, you know, the stigma that the world puts on us, and, you know, the things that we've experienced in our lives as far as being darker women of darker skin complexion. Tell me, I guess, let me see, because he wrote some other questions that I'm not even gonna we ain't even gonna do all that. He's doing too much over here. Doing too much. What else? Give me a second, Sue. You can do the edits. We can have a 45-50 minute episode. It's all good. Give me a second. Let's think. What else you got? What else you want to share with us? What else can I ask you?
Let's talk about the clothing line a little bit.
Clothing line. All right. Thanks, Sue. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right. So we chilling with my homegirl PK. I just said that, so you might want to edit that out again. Let's go back to your clothing brand. Let's talk about Femme, Rebelle clothing.
That's it.
Did I say it again?
Yeah, that was
Look,
perfect.
I'm gonna get it good. You know, like I don't speak French.
Right.
I know a little bit because
Yeah.
I spent time, you know, where people speak French.
Yeah.
Like I went to
because you
Quebec.
said you went to Quebec. Yeah.
And I purposely started, you know, teaching myself before I went. Like I wanted to know certain words, and it was so intriguing, so interesting being over there. Like everybody spoke French.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm from Michigan, so I'm right across the water from Canada. So yeah.
You've been to Canada before?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Oh,
yeah, that's like,
yeah,
you just go. I mean, back in the day, you didn't need anything but your birth certificate.
And
now
you
gotta have a passport and all that stuff. So yeah, we would go to Caravana all the time.
That's dope.
Sleep in our car because we didn't have any money. Just go and kick it.
Just go to kick it. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So tell us about the clothing brand. Tell us about how, you know, what triggered you? What made you want to get out there? I know you shared a little bit, but give us a little more insight on who you are, you know, behind the scenes. What happened that made you say, let me start this?
Yeah, well, I moved to St. Louis in 2011, and I was working in civil engineering, and as I was starting to make a little more money, I always had wanted to own a clothing boutique, but in my mind it was like always like a brick and mortar. But as technology started to develop, it became easier to open like an e-commerce website. So I was like, I'm just gonna go this avenue. It's like less overhead, and I can sell right out of my house. So yeah, I started in 2014. I think I bought like maybe 5 styles, and I just pushed those styles. I was buying crap at first, but it just felt fun to like be, you know, in fashion.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's totally a process. So yeah, I was doing that, just selling like, you know, maybe 5 styles every so often. I was really struggling with social media because I'm a very private person, but once I started utilizing social media, my brand opened up, and it's like multiplied, I don't know, tenfold. It's like crazy now. So yeah. So women's clothing and accessories, mainly to St. Louis, but like I said, I've shipped
all over
Canada, France, London. I've shipped to some of the places I never expected to sell clothing to. So yeah, it's definitely exploded, and it's been like a crazy adventure. I'm just learning as I go. I try to pay attention to people that I see are doing it as well. But like I said, I have a day job. So yeah, I just try to learn as I go and share information as I learn it, because there's so many women doing it. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. I love it. I love it.
It's been fun. It's crazy. My house is like overtaken with boxes. It's getting crazy. I need to find a space. And
do you think you'll ever go the brick and mortar route?
I'm not so much into like having a store, but I would love to own like a showroom or something like that. You know, like somewhere somebody, something like where people could like maybe make an appointment. I don't want to sit there all day.
Okay.
I'm never going to quit my job. I really feel like my job is important for Black girls to see, you know, that engineers look like them.
Yes,
so,
she's an engineer.
Yeah.
I don't know if we touched on that. I was going to leave that out of it, but
okay.
That's mad dope, man. Like, she just made a valid point, man. Black women in engineering, if you're sitting around trying to figure it out, if you're a college student watching Pure Fuckery, the podcast, as long as you're over the age of 18, I'm okay with that. Look into engineering. Yeah. Man, that's where it's at. I was telling her before we started the camera, like, I worked for an engineering organization, and I worked with a team of engineers, and it was like probably one of the dopest experiences I've had, because they're so techie and their brains just are different. Like, her brain is completely different from my brain. Like, she's just wired different, but she's beautiful, she's Black, and she's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter that she's Black. She's a woman too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what's the point we're trying to make? It doesn't matter that she's a dark complected woman either.
It totally matters that I'm a Black woman, though. I think that is important to say, because there are not a lot of us.
Yes.
So.
I wasn't saying it like that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
But it does matter. Yes.
Yeah. I totally wear that like as a badge of honor. Like, I'm so happy to, you know, represent for the culture or whatever.
Yes.
Like, I feel like there are not a lot of us, so it feels good to, like I said, show little girls that, you know, I've gone to, my job does stuff with Upward Bound and stuff like that, and they're just like, I didn't know engineers look like you and stuff like that.
I was just going to ask you, like, what happens when you go to different conferences and meetings and stuff like that. You get people like shocked to see, man.
It's
like,
really,
and she's not like your nerdy engineer, dorky, like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And shout out to, you know, if you're a nerd, hey, if consider quote unquote a nerd, you know what I'm saying? It's mad love. Like when I was in high school, we're just gonna go back to my high school days for a brief moment. When I was in high school, I messed with everybody, like the cool kids, you know, the black kids, the white kids, the Hispanic kids, whoever. Like I was cool with everybody. I was the first black prom queen at my high school.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how cool I was with everybody. Like because you know I ran against like that mean girl, and then the smart girl, and you know they were different races, and I won because everybody fucked with me. I was cool with everybody. Like I could relate to everybody. I took up for people. Like some shit was going down, I'll break it up. That's like, no, we're not gonna do that. Y'all not get ready to jump her. Chill out. Go on with all that. Like, you too pretty to be fighting. Like I was that girl in school, you know.
That's good because some people it takes like years of growth to be that kind of person.
I've always been this person. Like I've literally always been who I am.
Yeah.
But I hid it from the world. Like I was telling her, if you know me, like you know the most inappropriate things about me. Like I'll call my best friend, like I don't get too inappropriate, but like I show her stuff and she's like, I send her pictures and she's like, why do you send me stuff like this? But if you don't know me, you know, like, you know, the cool Mo, you know, but social media world, they knew like professional Mo.
Yeah.
And now here I am doing Pure Fuckery, the podcast, powered by Big Stu Films. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here with my homegirl PK. So yeah, man, like I don't even know where I was going with that story.
Yeah, first black prom queen.
Yeah, I don't even know where I was going with it though. I don't know what the point of all that was. Maybe I just wanted to tell y'all that I was the first
just
black prom queen, like
flexing.
Straight flexing. That was not a flex. Was that a flex?
It was a little flex for us. For us,
playing the piano.
For us kids dropping our books and stuff. I was a little.
No, my point is I was cool with everybody and. You know, everybody messed with me. Like, I was teased at school. You know, I had people tease me and shit, mess with me because I was darker skinned.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was cool. We weren't even talking about that. We were talking about your brand. Yeah. I don't even know how we got back to that subject. But I don't know what the point was of that. But we'll figure out what the point was at a later date.
Do you feel like now it's like a little more covert? Because, I mean, you can't just be like outwardly colorist now. Do you feel like it's because I feel like going back to the original topic about you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, that's like a little more covert. Like you can't say, like I feel like you said, the guys before would just be like, nah, I don't date, like very blatant. Yes. But now you got to be a little covert with it because it's not cool to say, so you got to
absolutely
you get those microaggressions. And I think that's interesting that people. That's why I have an issue with just the culture in general, because it's like sometimes people's mind don't change. They just feel like they can't say it out loud. And that means nothing really changed.
Right. You're thinking it quietly.
You still don't think dark-skinned women are attractive. You just know you can't say it out loud, sort of thing.
What was that? Was it a basketball player? What's his name? Gilbert?
Oh, Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert. Yeah, Lord. He's like bashing like couple of
Lupita.
actresses.
Yeah, that was insane.
I'm like, how can he say these things? And I look at her and I think she's absolutely beautiful.
Too.
But you know, I guess the standard that men have been fucking, I guess, brainwashed, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like what they've been presented or, you know, forced to believe like this is the standard of beauty. I think that's what happened to him. Yeah. I think some men are like that, and it's like all women are beautiful, all shapes, all sizes, all colors. Yeah. We're here shedding light on how we feel personally. Yeah. The next dark-skinned woman might not feel like this. She might not have had the same experiences as us, so she can't relate. But
I think it's a shared experience. I think every dark-skinned woman has heard something or gone through something where they felt not as valuable. I think that this is a shared experience. Like, normally I would think, some people might not have gone through. I mean, of course, your personal experience is different, but I think every dark-skinned woman has felt less valuable because they're dark. Mm-hmm. And that I just think that that's like a shared experience. Like,
agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, and I know that's like a system. It's a byproduct of racism, and it trickles down, and you experience colorism in your own community because, whiteness is valued. And same thing with like Gilbert Arenas, like people who have biracial children, mm-hmm. you like think, like, are you trying to make your kids more valuable because mm-hmm. you see value in whiteness? Right. So yeah, I don't know. I try not to take it too personal because I know it is like a symptom of racism, but it stings a little bit.
It does. But we're strong.
Yeah,
we deal with it. I'm never gonna be the person like it is what it is. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying. You keep pushing.
Yeah,
absolutely. You don't allow it to hold you back. And for me, it's actually one of the things in my life that has been a driving force for me.
Yeah. And I think that, like, Black women have self-corrected because I think that, like, we weren't getting a lot of love from men, so we decided to give love to each other.
Yes.
That's why I was saying, absolutely. Do you experience like more love from women? I feel like we have self-corrected. We're like, you know what? I'm about to big up my sis because we're not getting it from the outside, so we just gonna show. Because like I said, my mom is dark skinned. My mom has never made me feel a way about color. I feel like, you just have to like correct it. Like you said, even your parents made sure you felt beautiful. You just gotta self-correct. It starts at home, and then you, like you said, you went to high school and you stuck up for people. So that means you were showing the love you felt in the home. You were showing that outside. So everybody that wasn't showing you love probably wasn't getting love at home. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
and I still and I loved on them anyway. And that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to love on you anyway. And I'm going to still encourage you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm real quick. We just going to hit on this one thing that just popped in my head. Like the mean girl mentality.
Yeah.
Yes, we have these women that show us mad love, that support us, that no matter what, they're going to uplift us and encourage us. Mm-hmm. Some women I've never met,
absolutely.
Cross paths with, and they are rooting for me, and I absolutely know that they're rooting for me. But then you got those mean girls. Mean girl culture.
That stems from like insecurity. Like you're scared. Like you do have to be vulnerable to be a person like you, or like, that shows women love. You have to be vulnerable because you might not get it back. So I feel like when I encounter mean girls, it's just be like, they're probably just too insecure or too scared to be, to show that love. Maybe they didn't receive it, or maybe they're scared that they won't get it back. But
right. Or it's sometimes being intimidated.
Yeah.
Operating in fear, like feeling like your presence is going to overshadow theirs.
Right.
Me, I'm always the person like, it's enough for all of us.
Absolutely.
I know how to, like, as extroverted as I am, and we talked about she's extroverted too, but sometimes we need our downtime and we can't be everywhere all the time. Like, and I'm learning that. But I've experienced situations where I've really had to check myself, like, it's okay if you're not invited. It's okay if you're not included.
Yeah.
Because I have to understand that has nothing to do with me.
It has nothing.
And everything to do with them. You know what I'm saying?
And also, do you invite everybody to your stuff?
That's the thing about me. Everybody's always included.
But there's always going to be
I know what you're saying.
Everybody's not going to like you, and you don't like everybody.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, but the thing about that, and I talked about this in one of my earlier episodes, like, it took me getting to the point, like, my parents had to tell me at one point, like, Monique, not everybody's going to like you. Yeah. And you have to be okay with that.
My mom told me that all the time.
Yes, and I had to realize that. And I guess it's something that, as a young girl coming into her own, maturing, your parents, sometimes your parents have to tell you that when you have those situations where that's my friend, but they not my friend. Have you ever had a situation where it's like,
sort of
like, oh, I like her, but she really does. When you realize, like, oh, she really doesn't like me.
I hate that. Yeah, I feel like that's something that I did experience a lot because, like you're saying, I did want everybody to like me, and I was kind of becoming like a people pleaser. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
that's
talking
like
about.
a person that lacks boundaries. Like, I had to create boundaries for myself and stop giving to people that weren't like
Pouring
giving
into you.
to me. Yeah, it's
they're
like
not...
I took like a class with work actually, and it was about like just, you know, an emotional bank. And so you can't allow people to keep withdrawing from your emotional bank without making deposits.
Yep.
And so, you know, I just had to realize, you know, people who don't rock with me, they're not making any deposits. So you just can't bank here. Like,
yep.
I can't mess
Go
with
bank
you because
somewhere else.
yeah, you
Yes.
bank somewhere. Like, you can't keep taking because now it's not your fault that I lack boundaries. It's my fault I lack boundaries. So creating them boundaries, realizing everybody's not going to rock with you. And then me and my friend Sean have like this saying, we just be like, find your people. Like, find people that rock with you. There's so many people in this world. Like, I'm not going to stress over like one or two people that don't rock with me.
Exactly. I love it, man. I'm chilling here with my homegirl PK. We got Big Stu Films in the building producing the episode. We are talking about all the shits here.
Really? Yeah,
we're
like
with the shits right here. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't shut it down because I feel like we're here. We've reached the climax of the conversation.
Okay.
Shout out to my homegirl PK. You want me to say it again, Sue? Shout out to my homegirl PK. She's in the building. Owner of Femme, Rebelle Clothing.
You gotta just let it roll off your tongue.
And STL Collective.
Yes, ma'am.
Shout out your socials real quick. If you want them to follow you.
Yeah, just at Femme Rebelle Clothing and at the STL Collective.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's your Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
All
That's
right.
both Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. Check her out on Instagram and Facebook. You guys know where you can find me. It's your favorite Dr. Bay, Monique Ross. So, SOO Sophisticated 1 on Instagram and pure_fuckery. I'm also on Twitter as SOO Mo. And Facebook, Monique Ross. You can look me up there and follow the Pure Fuckery page on Facebook as well. I appreciate you all for tuning in to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. Thank you guys for the likes, the shares, the comments. I appreciate all the love and all the support that you guys show me on social media. Shout out to my guy, Big Stu of Big Stu Films. This episode has been produced by my guy, Big Stu. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you all in the next episode. Got my homegirl PK here in the building. You guys have a dope-ass weekend, a dope-ass week. Peace.